Hello, everyone, and welcome. Let's talk about this new moon. This is a strange one. This one's a little bit different. So, it's not a normal, well, they all haven't been normal lately, new moons. We're in new territory, right? But look at all of this energy here in Pisces. Pisces in itself is the end of the cycle, okay? Aries is the beginning. So, Pisces in itself helps us understand that there are some endings that are going to be going on, right? But this new moon that's going to be at 9 degrees wants us to begin to focus on the beginning, right? It's almost like focus on the beginning and let go of the ending, right? Because there are some things over these last couple of years, over, yeah, 2, 3, 4 years, that we are ending the cycle in. And why do I know that? Because all of these planets are here. We're going into Aries, we're going into the beginning, but we need to let go of some of these things, right? Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. Pisces and Neptune are about dissolving, right? About the illusion, about the ending of stuff. But in the ending, there's new beginning. This is the new beginning part. And it's almost like the universe is giving you a chance to like focus on that dream that you want, not how you're going to get it there, not the mistakes that you made because it's not there, not the regret, and not all of that doesn't need to be focused on. All of that just needs to be let go, right? That's what you're dissolving. You're dissolving and ending those phases. Like an example that's coming to me is like a lot of us when Neptune moved into Pisces, right? 2012, 2013, we had ending. I mean, we had new beginnings. Like some of us became, we had partners that died. Some of us became widows. Some of us became, our mothers died or our fathers died or people were let go or we lost our job or, I mean, I'm just like naming stuff that really changed your life around that time. This is the ending of that phase now. And the reason you would think, why did that take so long? Well, because you had to heal from that. You had to like experience it and then understand it. And then what I call transmuting it, which is just aligning yourself to say, this is my life now. But it doesn't, this is my life now, but I'm going to move to it, towards my dreams. That's the North Node. That's the ending of Neptune. That is Mercury trying to give you a message and Saturn helping you understand how to bring your dreams down, to trust yourself, to heal yourself. He was testing you. He's been testing you. He will continue to test you until he gets here, right? With this new moon, and I'm trying not to go deep because I've already done this video with my members only. And if you want to see that one, you're welcome to press that join button down there. It's only $4.99 a month. We would love to have you. There's a lot of stuff that we do over there that we don't do here. And like this is one of them. I read everybody's chart that was in there. I think it was like a 3 hour, 3.5 hour session. So anyway, with this new moon at 9 degrees, there is something that you need to focus on in the in because you're ending. There is something that you need to let go. There are some things that you need to let go. There are some habits that you need to let go. There is some understanding that you need to have that I am not that person anymore. I don't need those toxic relationships. I don't need that toxic job. I have worked long enough and hard enough to know, and my life has changed, and I'm no longer there. I'm here, right? That's why this is so strange because it is a new moon, which means new beginnings. But but to have this new beginning, this is the part where you're going to let go. That makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So, with that, I want you to understand that we are dissolving, letting go, understanding. There's a lot of ways to say this, But for this specific time on February 27th, I want you to focus on and I know you can create because you got Neptune and you're in Pisces, but I want you to be practical. I want you to be Saturn in there. You already know how to work with Saturn and Pisces. We've been doing it for a year and a half. Okay. So I want you to be practical. And the reason I'm saying that is because really be practical with yourself and say, do you really need this? No, you don't need this. This is just a habit. So it's time to let that go. Do you really need to know this part to be able to get that and your dream come true? No, that's just the way you used to do it. This is a whole different process now. We are doing this with magic. We are doing this with fate coming in. We are doing this with some delusion, right? Some people have delulu, and delusion is good sometimes, right? I mean, delusion is good as long as you don't stay in it, right? But delusion is a really good thing. Delusion is what gave us, movies. Delusion is what's given us creativity. Delusion is what allows us to fantasize and go into those spaces that make us feel good. We just don't need to stay there because we didn't come to this earth and have this life to stay in Delulu land, right? We need to bring it down and make some of that reality. That's Saturn, right? So think of this time as I need you to focus on what it is that your real dream is, right? You've been playing around with this dream for a while, 3-4 years, right? But what you thought you wanted 3 or 4 years ago may not be, and I'm not saying for everybody, but may not be what you want right now. Your dream may have changed. And if it's changed, that's fine. But if it's changed, understand that so that you can release, so that you can dissolve it, so that you can let it go, so that it brings more space in for the dream that you really, really want. Because 3 or 4 years ago, we were doing the dream. So I'm going to be really practical with you. 3 or 4 years ago, we were doing the dream that society wanted for us. We hadn't connected with ourselves and been real with ourselves yet. Okay, we had been working on it, but we weren't there yet. Okay, now you're there. Now your dream may have changed. Okay, so in this new moon, when you do, whether it's the steps you take or the ritual, whatever you call it, right? I like to get into a space. I've told you guys this before, but if you've never seen me, you take a 10-minute Epsom salt bath. You envision, fantasize, right? See it through your mind's eye or feel it through your heart or your chakras. And you envision that there's light in the water and that as you step into the water, it is clearing everything out for you. It is re-energizing, it is rebalancing, and it's almost like you get a clean slate and you're aligned. Then you get out of that tub and you go and you journal your dream. What do you plan to, the next step, take in this big dream of yours? What do you plan to do? What are the actions that you can take, right? If you're going to do it that way. But I don't want you to think about what you didn't do, how it didn't come, what was wrong with you, blah, blah, blah. I don't want that. I want you to focus on the actual dream. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So let me go over very quickly. We've got Jupiter here that's squaring this new moon, right? So this new moon, that energy lasts for about 2 weeks. There'll be things that are unfolding and still forming, kind of, because again, I don't think it's going to unfold until we get over here. Okay. But everybody's chart's different. So yours could unfold when you get here. Right. But we've got fate coming. We've got fate in here. We've got destiny in here. Right. We've got a message in here. We've got practicality in here, right? But this new moon is going to be squaring Jupiter, right? So squaring Jupiter, Jupiter's optimistic, right? But it's in Gemini, right? So it's like it's kind of neutral, I guess, in Gemini, right? So it's looking, it's talking to, and it's saying, I've shown you your dream. I showed it to you in August, September, and October of 2024. What do you want to do? Which part did you want to take? Remember when it went retrograde and I said, it's just asking you, what do you want? Which one do you want? You don't have to pick one. You can pick two. You can pick three. I just showed you what's possible. Now I want you to tell me what you want, right? And you had been taking the action, and you've been rethinking, and you had been refinagling, and you had been, and now that Jupiter is direct and it's squaring, it's saying, because the new moon is in Pisces, it's saying, I, I, we're going to get to step 2 before this starts unfolding again. There are some things that you need to release. There is some thinking, there is some imagining, there is some, I don't know, shame, guilt, whatever. It's different for everybody that needs to be released so that you can make room for this thing to come true. Okay? That makes sense? So when I see a square, it's like this push and pull, right? So it's like, I do want it, I don't see it. I do want it, it's a little hard. I thought I had the magic, but it's not coming, right? It's like that push and pull, and it's going to be highlighted. It's going to play on your insecurities. It's going to play on your fears, because if you're not being practical, and it's almost like you have to have faith in this so that Jupiter can expand this and begin to unfold it to move into the new start of Aries. I don't know if that makes sense, but we've got Venus retrograding. So we're going to get to rethink this, right? We're going to get to rethink this. But I want you to really just focus on what it is and be real with yourself. What is it that you want? Because this is your time, right? Okay. And there's a square. So it's almost like, I know I can have it, but I can't see it right now. Why do I feel so far away from it, but it can't come true because I've seen it before? But do I really want that or not? Like, this is kind of the push and pull that will be going on. Okay. And I will be making, I mean, we've got destiny coming. We've got an eclipse coming. We've got, Neptune is going to move into here. And then Mercury, moves fast, is going to move into here. And then it's going to retrograde here to come back, right? And then we've got Saturn testing us. Are you the authority? Are you being truthful to yourself? Are you standing in your authenticity? Are you being authentic? Or are you doing what society wants you to do? Are you seeing the reality of the situation, or are you not? Okay. But understand, for this full moon, there is something that needs to be let go of. Either it's an idea, or either it's a habit that you do, or it's a person, place, or thing, right? It's a situation that needs to be dissolved, or it's a person that you need to let go of. It's something that needs to be, I don't know, dissolved, resolved, let go of. Okay. So very quickly, Pisces, this is happening in your first house. This is about you being you. What is your identity? How do you want to be? What actions have you taken? Are you seeing the truth of what your life is compared to what you want it? Or are you going to continue to escape? Okay. Destiny's coming for you. So whether you do anything or not, destiny is coming for you. Understand that. Does that make sense? I just want you to understand the way that you speak to the universe is through action, not escaping. Escaping and delusion, I told you there's a good space for that is needed in this world, but we need to ground that stuff. Okay. By that, I mean taking action, making choices, being responsible in your life. That's Saturn. Okay. Now, Aries, this is your 12th house. So this is, you're blinded by it. But even though you are blinded by it, doesn't mean you're completely blinded by it. You use the 12th house to your advantage by the people that come in front of you. You can see the truth. Okay. And by your dreams, you'll get the truth. Okay. And by your intuition, you'll get the truth. Okay. So the things that you think that you can't see or aren't aware of will be showing themselves to you. And it is about your dreams that you want. What do I really see? Am I seeing what I really see? Right? And you have Venus in there. So right now, I know Venus is in shadow, but you have Venus in there. So this is about how am I going to trust my intuition? Am I going to trust my dream, or is it all poo-poo? Am I going to trust that I'm seeing what I'm seeing in the situations in front of me, or am I going to ignore it because I'm going to make excuses about why they can treat me that way, right? How do you want your life? How do you want it? Right? Be real with yourself. That's the 12th house. Okay? Taurus, this is in your 11th house. In your 11th house, this has to do with your groups. There's a lot of energy here, right? A lot of energy. There's that stellium. A lot of energy here. Okay? Destiny is in here. A message is in here. Hard work is in here. But also your dream is in here. And the way to get it is in here, right? This is your path. But it has to do with groups. It has to do with your networking. It has to do with the people that you've decided to align yourself with. Are they true? Is that true? Do you still agree with the groups that you participate in? This also has to do with your investments, right? There's a lot of energy here. How do you see your life? That is what you want to focus on. Not how to get it. Not that you haven't gotten it yet. Not that you think you did it wrong and so you're going to try harder. Not that you're going to be like, never mind, I'm not even looking at it because it just disgusts me. Not all that. I just need you to look at your dream. Okay? Now, Gemini, this is going to be in your 10th house. That is a lot of energy in your reputation and your career and the way that people see you. There's a lot of misunderstanding that could be going on here, but I want you to, and you guys have been working really hard on this for, God, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years, where you really got serious. So there's a new beginning here that wants to form, but you need to let go of something. You need to let go of the habit. You need to let go of thinking that so let me say this, Gemini, you're very smart. You're very intuitive. You're very psychic. Okay. But you don't always know what you think you know, and then just will not change your mind. What's interesting is that you're not a fixed sign, but sometimes when you get upset, you will behave as a fixed sign, right? This is just me telling you what I feel, okay? There is something that is going to be starting for you that cannot start the way that you see it because you're psychic or intuitive. It can't do it unless you let go of this way that you do things, or these people that you have around you, or these situations that you continue to get yourself into because you're not telling yourself the truth. So you need to tell yourself the truth and understand that you can have this new beginning that you do see, right? But you think you see it one way, and let me try to explain this. The way that I'm seeing this, Gemini, is that you can see what you can get. You can see what's available to you, but you think there's only one path to it. And you're like, if it doesn't come that way, then it's not the truth. Well, that's wrong, because there's many paths to it. The universe is trying to help you with the most efficient path, okay? So there is something that you need to let go of, whether it's a belief, whether it's an understanding, can't be an understanding, whether it's a belief, whether it's a thing that you thought you saw correctly, but you didn't. Just keep your mind open. You have a very adaptable mind and you can research things. So trust that and trust your intuition, but don't get set because it always worked. Let me give it to you this way, because it always worked for you in the past. It's not going to work for you this time the way it worked for you in the past. I don't know what this is, but this is what I'm getting. It's not going to work for you this time the way it worked in the past. And the reason is because I know you want to know the why. Because the dream that you see yourself in is not the same person. So that's you. You see yourself in that dream. But that's not the same you that is right now. So in order to be that person in that dream, which is you but not you yet, you need to let go of something. You need to re-see something, re-look at it. Understand that it's time to just let it go. Okay. Okay. Now, Cancer, this is going to be in your ninth house. This is your belief system, right? Let me make sure I'm doing this right. 12, 11, 10, 9. Yeah, because sometimes I channel and I'll forget houses. Okay, this is in your ninth house, Cancer. Okay? In your ninth house, this is your belief. This is your higher learning. This is, so let me say this for you, Cancer. You have been working with this Mars. How do I say this? A lot of you Cancers are leveling up. And this is proof right here. A lot of you Cancers are leveling up. There is something that you need to let go. Because I know, I'm going to speak about your heart. When you put someone in or something in or some situation in your heart, you don't want to let it go, even though it's time to let it go. And that could be the way that you feel about yourself. Maybe the thing that you realized you were ashamed of. Maybe, I mean, I'm just picking stuff. Okay. But there's something that you're needing to release and dissolve and let go of in order to get this. This is happening in your belief system. This is happening in, and it could be, long distance travel for you because that is a long distance travel house, right? It could be that I never got to travel and now I want to, but can I really? Could be as simple as that, right? But there is something in here that in order to have this new beginning, to me, it's more like an emotion, almost like I don't feel good about what I did, or I feel, am I seeing that right? And I'm trying to do the best and I don't want to be that person anymore. And like, that's what I'm getting, right? That's not every Cancer, but that's kind of what I'm getting. Um, yeah. So this new beginning wants to come for you. This new dream wants to come for you, but you're going to need to release something. Okay. You're going to need to release something. Oops, hold on. Sorry. Um, And it's not going to be something really hard. It's just going to be, okay, it's time to let it go, right? It is trine Mars. So this new moon is trining Mars. I mean, it's a loose trine, but it's a trine. So something is coming in for you. Okay. Now, Leo, this is going to be in your eighth house, right? So this has to do with your partnerships. This has to do with not investments. This has to do with contracts. This has to do, I mean, this could be legal. This has to do with, there's something that you've been trying to form that you worked on since probably August, that kind of showed itself and then it kind of slowed down. But there is something that you're needing to let go of. And again, I'm feeling the heart again. Like there is something that you thought you may have done better, or you've tried so hard and it didn't come, or something, right? But it's time to let that go. I wish I could, because what I'm seeing is like for some of you, it's like you got so disgruntled and like hurt that I've had all of this before and then I lost it and I am so good at getting it back. And this time it didn't come back really quickly, right? And you've gotten your feelings hurt almost. Or you're like, is this ever going to stop? Or every time I'm really, really mad because every time I think it starts and then it stops, right? It's that space, that emotion that you need to let go of and remember who you are. You need to let go of the space of like I've done everything and it's just not going to work, because that's not true. It's just letting go of that space and getting back into your royalty space, into your I'm hearing vibrato, into your like, "Ruh, I can do this. I've always done this." Okay, so it didn't happen right now. But that doesn't mean it ain't gonna happen. It just means it didn't happen right now. We got other things going on. Okay. It's just training me to do better. Does that make sense? That's what I'm getting with this new moon. So there is a start coming for you. You just need to release. I don't know how to say this. Just this space of like get back into your lion self. That's what I can tell you. Get back into your lion self. And it has to do with partners. And it has to do with like an inheritance, maybe for some people. It has to do with that. It has to do with this transformation. This is your eighth house. This transformation that you have had to go through. You've gone through it. You're done. Now let it go. Okay? That's the best way I can tell you. Okay? Now, Virgo. This is your seventh house, right? Opposite, seventh house. You got destiny coming too, by the way. So, Virgo, your seventh house. There's a lot of energy here. There's a lot that you're gonna have happen to you in the next, I don't know, 6 months. But for right now, this new beginning is in your relationships, is in the people that you have around you, or the relationship that you have with housing or food or money or any relationship. Like, we have relationships with everything, right? There's a lot of understanding that you have been going through in this house. There's a lot of clearing out, making better, doing that, right? But there's still something. And if I had to guess, and this is not me channeling, this is me guessing. If I had to guess what this was, because right now for me, I'm having my nodal return. On this day, the nodes are exactly where they were when I was born. The south node is exactly where it was when I was born. The north node is exactly where it is on my chart when I was born. So I'm having my nodal return. It starts on that day. It starts on the 27th, right? So South Node Virgo, I understand. If I had to guess, it is understanding and letting go and realizing, because this is not anything new. This is something you've been realizing over the last year or two or three for some of you, is that I don't need to control it. It's a habit for me to want to control it. But now I'm going to release that habit and trust myself so that this new beginning can come in and this magic can come in for me. Okay. But it has to do with relationships. Okay. So focus on that. Focus on the relationships that you want, the type that you want, the way that you want your life. Okay. That's what you need to focus on. But understand that there's going to be a release, a letting go. Okay. Now, in for Libra, this is in your sixth house. Okay. So I'm just making sure because I start channeling and then I forget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This is in your sixth house. This is your everyday life. There is a lot going on here. I hope that you are taking care of yourself physically, because your sixth house is highlighted, right? And if your emotions, which all of ours are, our emotions are tied to our physical health. Okay? So if you are not being true to yourself, if you are deciding that you can adjust when your soul and your body is like, I don't want to adjust, I can't do this anymore, I can't, then you need to let go of that. Okay? This is a really, really hard house to have all this energy here. You have got to balance that. You have got to let some of that go. There are new beginnings that want to come in for you. There is something that you have been working through and understanding and try to be your authentic self. But you have destiny coming in this house. And you can still come over here in this Neptune and want to like ignore or adjust where you're thinking it's balanced, but it really isn't, because you're sacrificing too much. And what happens? Your body has to reap that. Okay? So understand that there is a letting go. There is maybe you're doing too much. Maybe you're doing too much for too many. It's time to let that go and focus on how you want your daily life. How do you want, I wouldn't say want, how do you see your daily life? How do you see yourself healthy? Okay. And the things that you have to do for that. Okay. Not how to do it, not the way that you're going to do it, just that you are that way. That makes sense? Okay. Then Scorpio, This is in your fifth house. This is your creativity, Scorpio. This is your romance. There's a lot of energy here. You're trying to really be. I wouldn't be surprised if some of y'all got like something happened where you could not ignore it anymore and you could not adjust to it anymore, right? There is a new beginning here that's trying to form that is going to begin here, right? In your sixth house. So it's going to come to your daily life. It's going to come to your health. So there's something here that is trying to start that you kind of want, that you've seen before, but maybe you thought you couldn't do it. But this is all this energy here with fate in here. There is a release, a letting go, a dissolving of something having to do with what you're trying to create. Okay. Now, Sagittarius, this is in your fourth house. This has been worked on and worked on for a while, but this is really big. This is your deepest part of you. Like the inner part that you don't tell anybody, that you don't even like to look at. Okay. There is something trying to form here. There is a start that's going to happen with the letting go of your belief of what you thought you were, what you thought you wanted, what you thought people were like. Okay. And again, there's all this energy in here, but it is about the deepest part of you. Okay. So that's in Capricorn. I knew I missed you guys last time. I don't know why I keep missing y'all. I have a mental block with you guys, and I'm really sorry. But Capricorn, and I did say that I would. Oh no, I did that in my. I'm sorry. I was like, I got to make sure to get Capricorn. No, it's Capricorn that I missed. Right. So I apologize, Capricorn. I'm doing that right now. I will try on the next video to do you guys first. I have this block with you, and I don't know why. I have it. Yeah, I'll talk about that later. Anyway, Capricorn, this is in your third house, right? So this is in your everyday life. This is in what you've researching, what you're trying to think of how you want it. This is like the nitty gritty of like the way that you communicate, the way that you're processing things, the way that there is a beginning, a new beginning that's trying to start here, but there needs to be a letting go. There's a letting go because of this new beginning. There's a dissolving of either how you run your everyday life. Maybe there's some issues with some neighbors. Maybe it's that the short distance traveling is going to stop. Like maybe I have to go far to work. Maybe I don't have to go to, maybe I work from home and now I have to go far to work. There's something that's trying to start here about the dreams that you have had. You have been, you're a bigger case because we had Pluto in your house and your whole house dissolved, right? So, but just know for this, there is a new beginning here that is trying to form, but there is a letting go of something in your routine, of something that you study, of the way that you process things. Okay. Now, Aquarius, this is your second house. There is a lot going on in this second house. This has to do with your worthiness. This also has to do with the way that you make your money. I know you're trying to decide. I know you're trying to get it together. I know that you come out for a little bit and want to go back in a retreat. Okay, I know. But right now, this is a little start of a beginning to understand just how you're doing it. I know this is going to sound weird. That you are worthy, because you've always known you're worthy, but it confuses you on this earth and in this life. But I don't know if I'm saying that right. There's something that wants to start here by you resolving or letting go. I want to say of getting, the best way to say this is understanding that you are the one that's always gotten in your way. Okay. You're finally understanding that the only reason that you don't have the things that you have is because you have gotten in your own way. Whether it's because you thought you knew better, whether it's because you thought you knew better and it didn't work out, you just kind of gave up and idled through life for the past 4 years, 5 years, whatever this is, there is a letting go. You are moving to this newer phase of yours. Pluto's been here, so he's going to continue to be here. That's a bigger topic. But just remember, you have all of these planets. Destiny's coming for you. Understand that. Okay? What you think you know, it's coming for you. You don't know. You don't know yet. It's forming. Okay? But you have been allowing Saturn to really, you're learning to work better with Saturn, right? Which is your co-ruler, right? But there is a new thing. So for some of you, it's money. For some of you, it's a new job. For some of you, it's a new business. For some of you, it's business, job, career. I wouldn't say career, but yeah. But new clients, new way, new resource. And let me say that. A new resource is trying to form for you if you will just let go and understand that you were the one holding yourself back. And when you understand that, then you can feel that when it happens, and then you can be like, yeah, I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to do it this way, right? So that's for you, Aquarius. And then I think we're done. So I hope this helps. I know this wasn't a long one. Again, if you want the more in-depth where I deep dive, then please consider clicking that join button and join me on my membership. Have a great, wonderful new moon. I will see you on the next one. Bye.